Welcome to another edition of the Basketball Teacher Podcast. Our mission is to bring you discussions on a wide array of topics in the coaching world to grow players on and off the court. You can connect with us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and also reach us directly through email at basketballteacherpodcast@gmail.com. Now, here's your host, Coach Mike Hernandez.
Hey guys, welcome back. Episode 3 of me here talking about some coaching moments from my career and the things that I have learned throughout my coaching career, which I hope are going to help you or give you some material maybe to reflect on a little bit. This has been a lot of fun for me to do. I've really enjoyed doing this and thinking about those moments from my coaching career that have impacted me. So I hope this has served you well, and I hope that this is something that you guys have enjoyed. As always, hope you're enjoying your July. Hope you're enjoying your summer. Hope things are going well for you. This particular moment happened to me last year, and I think it speaks a little bit to maybe a bigger issue, specifically in the girls' high school basketball game, but I'm sure this can translate and be applicable to other areas of sports and other areas of basketball specifically. But we had a girl last year who played for us. She graduated, so she was a senior last year. And what was really fascinating is that this was a girl who was going to play her freshman year, I think, but there were other things happening. It might have been a grade concern, or there were other things that were going on, and she wasn't able to do basketball for whatever reason. As I mentioned last episode, her sophomore year, that was our COVID year, and we did not have a formal regular season during this particular player's sophomore year. And then her junior year came. I think she did some preseason workouts, but for whatever reason, didn't stick with it or wasn't particularly invested in it and kind of slipped through the cracks. And as coaches, I remember us thinking, well, she's a junior at this point, so she decided it wasn't for her. Like, it is what it is, sort of thing. And what can you do, right? What was interesting is that this girl, she came back her senior year and she was all in and all invested in doing basketball her senior year. And of course, as coaches, right, we see this girl and didn't play her first 3 years. And we're kind of thinking, all right, you're coming in your senior year. That's kind of bold, right? You coming in your senior year thinking you're going to make the team because the only team you're going to make is varsity. And we thought, you know what? She's showing some dedication. She has a little bit of promise, a little bit of ability and talent, and we'll give her a shot and see if this is something she's really going to stick with. And lo and behold, she stuck with it. And she was there for all of the preseason stuff that we did. She was working with the younger players, the older players, and the teammates of hers really took a liking to her as well. She was a really good positive influence, and all of a sudden it was like she had been a part of this team for the first 3 years, just the way that she fit in with everyone and the way the chemistry was going and everything. And of course, tries out and we tell her, like, look, like, we will give you a opportunity, we'll give you a spot to be on this team, but you didn't play the first few years, so if you're going to want to see the court and if you're going to want to be on there and getting any significant playing time, you're going to have to really give it your all. You're going to have to bust your hump, and every minute that you get on that court is going to absolutely be earned. And I'll tell you, coaches, she was out there working and working and working and had that first one in, last one out mentality, was a great teammate, was a great leader, and this is all building up to that first game. And we gave her an opportunity in that first game to kind of see what it is that she was able to do. I think she was even coming off the bench that first game, if I remember correctly. And we win that game, our first game. It was a come from behind victory, and we would not have won that game without her. She got a double double that game, I believe, and I'm pretty sure she got a double double the next 2 or 3 games afterwards and completely changed our team. She was a taller player, maybe a little bit undersized to be in the post, but for our team, she was a post player, probably about 5'6" or so, maybe 5'7" on a good day, but had a good touch around the post, had good hands, able to get rebounds, make some solid outlet passes, good court vision, able to get a lot of cleanups on the offensive board, had a pretty decent shooting stroke as well. Didn't shoot it a lot, but she had a pretty confident stroke, pretty confident free throw shooter, and completely changed what we were able to do as a team. And she earned her ability to start and was named, I believe, second or third team all region. It was definitely one of those. And this was a girl who didn't even play formally her first 4 years, but went out there her senior year and just went after it. And as I mentioned, all of the teammates of hers loved having her around. She became one of these quiet, lead by example type. She was not a loud person, not a demonstrative person at all, but just led by example, had a really good even keel attitude and never got too high, never got too low, just focused on what it is she had to do and just really worked on getting the job done. And of course, now as coaches, our biggest regret was, dang, we didn't have this girl her first few years. Imagine if she was out there. Imagine if we had her for those first few years, and what we could have done, or where she could have gone, or where the game could have taken her. But she wasn't ready until her senior year to really fully commit to it. And it made me reflect a little bit about kind of the state of girls basketball in general. And I'm sure some of you who keep up to date with the girls basketball situation know that enrollment in girls basketball at the high school level and probably at the youth levels as well is on a pretty sharp decline. We're losing a lot of our players to volleyball. I think softball's on the rise, and I'm sure there's other sports and more options out there that are taking away from basketball. But girls basketball specifically is taking a big hit. And kind of tie this together with that story is that I think as coaches, specifically at the girls level, at the high school level, we really have to make a concerted effort to go find players and get them excited. I don't think we are at the point now where we can just expect to have, you know, 50 to 60 girls, just show up at the gym and be ready to go and have to make, tough decisions and cuts. I know a lot of you who I've talked to as guests on this show have talked about not having maybe JV or freshman teams at the girls level, and now some programs are in a position where they have a varsity, a JV, and a freshman team, which is what we had, and then you're going up against a team that only has a varsity team, and now your JV team and your freshman team don't have anyone to play, and now you got to scramble to reschedule, and you got to scramble to find new opponents, and that's just what it is because of the way that girls basketball enrollment is. But the situation with this player just kind of reinforced in my mind that we as coaches, we have to be out there at our schools, finding athletes, finding people who maybe have some potential, and maybe these are girls who don't have a lot of formal basketball experience. Maybe they played at middle school and stopped, or maybe they're just PE warriors, people who are really good at PE but never really gave consideration to playing it at an organized level. And it made me think that there is talent out there, and we got to get these girls in the gym. We got to get these girls excited. We got to encourage these girls. We got to get them motivated and get their confidence level up, and let them know that, hey, it's okay maybe if you haven't played a whole lot or you don't have a lot of experience, that it's not too late. Just to kind of add to that story, we have girls in our program now who started their sophomore and junior year. And we as a coaching staff just have to trust, and we do trust, that we can get these girls up to a certain level of basketball ability if they meet us, more than halfway. If they do their work, we can do our job as coaches to get them viable out there on the court. So I would encourage you all, as coaches who may be at a program that's kind of struggling with numbers, that you got to go out there. Go out there and find them. Go out there and get them excited. Bring them in. Trust yourself. Trust your coaching staff that if you bring them in the gym, that not only will you teach them and coach them and get them up to speed, but you'll get them excited so that they won't leave and that they'll be a part of your program and you'll keep them. And once that starts, then you're not going to have to be doing that recruiting anymore because the players are just going to come. So that's kind of my message. It's kind of my challenge to coaches. Do the work, find the athletes in the hallway, be motivated, bring them out there, get them excited, and get those full rosters going. And especially on the girls' end, let's keep growing this game, and let's reverse the tide on that declining enrollment. So that's all I got for today, coaches. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Basketball Teacher Podcast. Make sure to connect with us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, or reach us directly through email at basketballteacherpodcast@gmail.com. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you next time.